For 25 years, MoveOn has played an incredibly unique role in the larger political ecosystem.
There are very few organizations that have the size of membership that MoveOn has, the ability to move quickly and be responsive to what's happening in real time, and work on multiple different issues.
Since 1998, the idea has been that MoveOn enables ordinary people to come together and take collective action.
Do you think our country's on the right tracks?
I got into this because of feeling out of control and not able to fix any of it, and nothing made me feel better than trying to actually fix some of it.
I went from being immobilized to being a thriving organizer with MoveOn's help.
I consider the civil rights movement my stepping stone into the movement that I find myself in today.
All of us working together and encouraging leaders to be a part of progressive change.
It's serving our vision for society versus the needs of a politician or a political party.
I founded MoveOn.org with my husband, Wes Boyd, and it was shockingly successful, beyond anything we ever imagined.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
My first MoveOn memory was in organizing against the Iraq War. I was living in suburban Chicago and I heard about a protest.
I got an email one day from like Cindy J or something, someone I didn't know, who was inviting me to a vigil.
It was super weird, right? Like, especially at that time, like getting an email and going to a place, it was all this kind of bottom-up thing that was just like a new experiment.
I got on my bike, I rode down there, and I thought maybe a few hundred people would be there, but I was amazed. There were thousands of people in the street.
That was the largest anti-war movement in the history of the world. We helped organize anti-war vigils around the globe in about a week with others around the globe.
In every kind of incarnation of MoveOn, there's a way in which we are taking the power of technology and putting it to use for the people.
I stand before you today to announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
We started keeping track of our members. It was about a third Hillary, a third Edwards, a third Obama. And then at a certain point, we had a supermajority that said Obama.
At that point, almost no organization in the country had endorsed him because everyone was assuming that Hillary Clinton was going to be the nominee. It was clear that that candidacy had struck a chord and that we could help facilitate it.
Yesterday, we registered 174 new Obama voters, right?
Barack Obama's campaign took the playbook that we had developed and put it on steroids.
MoveOn provides a structure and the capacity for people to get engaged and involved in the issues that impact each and every one of us every day.
MoveOn members have responded to the moment we're in. Working to elect President Obama laid the groundwork for so many opportunities down the road.
MoveOn members don't give up. They look with clear eyes into the most heartbreaking challenges of our time, and they demand better.
It has been a stunning night.
Donald Trump wins the presidency.
There were moments during the Trump presidency where I felt hopeless. It was folks within the MoveOn community that got me out of that very quickly.
I remember that we started hearing reports from the US-Mexico border of children who were being forcibly separated from their parents.
A bunch of us hopped on the phone and got into motion and launched Families Belong Together.
My first thoughts were, those could have been my students. And so I knew when it happened, I couldn't just sit aside and do nothing.
There was a 13-day window from when we first understood the depths of what was happening at the US-Mexico border and held rallies around the country where 300,000 people marched in hundreds of communities.
We actually forced Trump to roll back one of his policies. It was a demonstration of our collective power, and it was members of MoveOn who really mobilized and made that moment as powerful and historic as it was.
MoveOn's model is that we leap into action and mobilize people at moments of heightened attention on a particular thing that's happening in the world.
It's been awesome to see that model get adopted and innovated on and built on, all over the world.
My experience at MoveOn was what made it possible for me to start Color of Change.
Organizations like Get Up in Australia, Campact in Germany, Lead Now in Canada have taken a very similar approach, I think often inspired and infused by some lessons from MoveOn.
We're not here to lead people according to our beliefs. We're here to serve people, to play into a vision that they have. That was part of the thinking at MoveOn.
I have no doubt that MoveOn members will play a critical role in the 2024 election.
I'm a MoveOn volunteer.
True power in our politics is not with pundits, it's people power.
MoveOn is really an action-taking community. This is a place where democracy gets practiced.
We truly have built political power independent of the establishment and any other decision maker out there.
We do have the power as voters, as people, to have our voices heard.
We have, as Americans, great privilege to help everybody out.
Get involved, because even a little bit could make a difference. This election is going to be so close.
MoveOn taught me that the grassroots are the foundation of healthy community and politics.
The future is not written yet. We are the ones who will write it.